Yeah, I pull up, roll the window down it. I pull up, roll the window down it. Yeah, I pull up, roll the window down it.
Baby, you don't know what you do to me. Between me and you, I feel a chemistry. I won't let no one come and take your place. Cause the love you give, you can't That's why I spend my life.
Hi, hotties, kettles, tea stirs. You're here for hot tea. All commentary is alleged, and in my opinion, this is for entertainment purposes only. Shop www.h4ht.com. We have custom 90s boho mugs. We have our classic boho mugs. And I just launched my fine wine collection for my birthday lunch because you guys know my birthday is around the corner. So we have these fine wine shirts based on your age, 20 fine, 30 fine, 60 fine, 40 fine, whatever fine, baby, you're fine. You guys head over to my website. You guys can shop all of the boho merch. You can get all of your custom mugs, t-shirts, shorts, sweatpants, you name it.
The truths that I hold about her.
What are they?
Do you really want me to do this?
You can if you would. I would love for you to.
Don't do that.
See, because Sunny said the same thing about your ass, Dusty Dan Trash Can Stan, and I heard that you went running to production. So let's talk about it, because we are so tired of your big face, squishy mellow looking ass moving the goalpost. We're going to talk about your disastrous of a life coach over there egging you on, basically walking you right into crashing, because she may or may not know your past, but we do. Remember the things that you have said, we remember the things that you have done, and we remember the role that you continuously play, which is to always play victim when you have placed yourself in a lot of these situations. And I just want to know, why is it that Dusty Dan Trash Can Stan can speak about everybody else, but when it's time to speak about her motherfucking shit, it's always a problem? Why is it always a problem when we get to speak about you, or when it's time to talk about you? But you have spent seasons after seasons, because you started, the second part of season 1? You have spent all of those seasons in other people's business, speaking about other people's business, and never really shedding light on your business. And that's why you get a lot of heat that you do, because how dare you, Trash Can Stan, sit on this platform and speak about Moses when we want to know what's going on with LeBerry. That man divorced you 3 weeks after you gave birth to his son. On top of that, you said in an interview that you did with that man, dear future wifey, that he was abusive to you and that he didn't want to pay for your medical bills and pay for the birth of your son, etc. So technically, right, you already revealed a lot of that information. Now, I just want to know, why would a man not want to do those things? Right? Because y'all went through so much to get your son. Why wouldn't a man want to do those things? What's also interesting is the fact that you continuously say that you and Moses has been on and off, or have been on and off for 15 years, love. Your shit never adding up, and you always the pot calling the kettle black, and you always out here looking a mess. So I just want to remind y'all how Dusty Dan continues the same blueprint. She continues to spill out lies and venom on other people, and the minute somebody responds, she tries to act as if that person is crazy, delusional, doing too much, or crossing lines and or boundaries that she has already crossed. So do you guys remember this post that you see over on the left? It says, Melody is a trash friend. Do you regret not being in her circle anymore? Dusty Dan responded and said, I don't live life with regrets, only lessons learned and wisdom earned. And I just want to know, what have you learned since you made this post? Because this post was 3 years ago when you and her fell out. You continue to do interviews about her, answer subliminal questions about her, when we have seen her completely ignore questions about you, or not even elaborate on certain things pertaining to you, because at the end of the day, we saw that she still considered you to be her friend. once before, but we saw in your actions you never considered that with her. So we saw you continuously talk shit about Mel, and then the minute she responded, you then tried to expose the fact that you rented a car for her. And that happened 3 years ago, and you have still been talking about that till this day. You initiated the conversation with Heavenly about Melody, yet you felt some type of way when she responded. Not only that, you tried to play yourself to be the victim once again, and you tried to act as if you were always honest, forthcoming, or a real one, like you would like to say, by stating, "Thanks for confirming what I already said," when ho, you really never said anything, which is why she had to come out and clarify it, because you were leaving shit in the air for people to assume. Yet you want us to believe you've always been a real friend when Sunni had exposed you for being fake and trying to air all Mel's information out and business out, which we have already seen you do in interviews. Sidebar. That was way before Melody ever told people that she helped you with your bills. You had did 5+ interviews before she ever said anything like that, saying she was a bad friend. So you initiated the confrontation with Melody, yet turned around and tried to railroad her by exposing the fact that you helped her rent a car, leaving out the fact that you never actually helped her rent a car. You just helped her by way in which letting her use your name. But realistically, you were trying to make it seem like you put money up for her to use the car because she had bad credit. And I don't know if it's because you dense as fuck or you manipulative, but people can comprehend the reason why you use that as an example after Mel had said that she helped you pay your bills was to get people to believe that you two helped her financially when you never did that. That was never a thing that you did. You never did that. So stop. You put your name on something just like she has maybe put her name on something helping your musty ass by way in which you being on this show. She put her name on the fact that she knew you.
Very early on, I saw how she moved with people who she called friend. Mel, for example, she would, I didn't know the full extent for their relationship because I wasn't there at some of the times, I guess, when they were really, really close. But I was there doing the breakout. Mm-hmm. And I judge friendship too, even when you break up, right? How do you handle a person when you break up? When someone is so quick to spread the bad things that this person done about who she slept with, how terrible a person she is, literally like giving me people to call who could bash her, how her handle Mel like that, knowing that she had told me Mel had given her money and been there for her, and the same token was there for her and this and that. I'm thinking like, why would I be so quick to call you my friend? And this girl has done things that most friends don't do. I don't know nobody going around handing out $5,000 and helping people pay bills and calling you every day, checking in. And so the way she handled that friendship, I took heed to that. I'm like, you would do me the same way. If we get into it, what's going to be the difference from somebody who has been your friend for however many years? I've only known you for a few months. And yet you telling me all the dirt you can on this girl. And I don't even know you like that. So I just don't, I'm not that naive. I look at everything for what it is. And when I saw how she would handle that person just because they wasn't cool no more for whatever reason, see, I don't do that. We fall out. I ain't finna go around and bash and spread all your dirt just because I don't like you no more. I can still wish you well. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna sit here and tell all Destiny dirt or the little dirt I do know, because guess what? I still wish you well. But when I saw that, I'm just like, I don't need no more iffy friends in my life. The people that I'm rocking with 20 years, we solid.
It was said that I went on a crusade to talk about her being a bad friend, which I never did. I want y'all to find the footage where I did. Now, after she made that comment on Carlos King's nightcap, I did say, now you showed me that you're a bad friend.
Y'all, this is a lying ass hoe if I ever seen one. I did the debunker proving that she has been speaking on Melody and always calling her a bad friend. Interviews before Melody ever said that. If you guys haven't seen that video, y'all are missing out. I'll leave a link to that in the description box down below, as well as a link to my members only, my website link, and all of the other information you may need. Sidebar, I can no longer accept Cash Apps at this moment. So if you guys would like to donate to the channel, you can do that by way in which a super chat and or PayPal. Thank y'all so much for always supporting me. So Dusty Dan in the past episode of Love and Marriage Huntsville had said to Tisha that she thinks that Moses loves her and that she could take Sunni Minx man, girl. And it's like, ho, it's been 15 years. You couldn't take him then, you can't take him now. Like, can you really cut the shit? Like, you can't even get him to really blow the bag for real. He was upset with you for not going to his birthday party, but he wasn't trying to send the flight out. That shit is comical. That means your goofy ass was paying for your flights each and every time to go out and see him. You want me to believe that a man like that was paying your flights every single time to go and see him? No, he basically spilled the tea. Because how wouldn't he, or why wouldn't he fly you out for his birthday too, if he was flying you out? After that episode, Sunni went to her Instagram and she said, Bitter Betty is at it again. I'm about to break my silence and let them know why your ex-husband left you, since you can't seem to keep our names out of your mouth. Hashtag it's about to get real. Hashtag I was trying to spare you. So Sunni basically saying, ho, if you keep her name in your mouth, she's going to expose why LeBerg really left your ass, which in my opinion has something to do with the fact that you've been messing around with Moses for 15 years. Sidebar, you are on this show basically upset with him, a man you was never married to, who you was the side chick to for 15 years while he was dibbling and dabbling with other people in jail, ho. You was his side chick for 15 years, ho. You trying to make it seem like, you know, Sunni this and that. Okay, she married him. I'm not saying her situation all the way right, but I don't care what nobody say. I'm team Sunni. I fuck with Sunni. One, she funny as hell, but that's not why we here. It's the fact that you had spoke to this man about naming your kid Law or Justice, whether it was a girl or a boy, and then you get married to a whole nother man and name your kid the same name that you spoke down with him with. Like, I mean, and then he divorces you 3 weeks after you have that baby. Girl, please get the fuck on the floor or leave it in the playground. Get out here and tell the real story, or leave that shit in the playground with your crybaby ass. You always out here throwing subliminals and all of this other weird shit. You talking about, oh, it was a child involved, when your goofy ass literally sat on stage and co-signed everything that Wanda said about the paternity of Sugar Mama. You goofy ass, dunce ass hoe. You think we forgot about that? But no, we didn't. Not only that, you sat up there talking about, we know the truths that I hold about you, or you know the truths that I hold about you, bitch. What about the truths that we hold about you? What about the truths that Sunni holds about you, love? What about the truths that Mel holds about you that she would never reveal because you ain't even worth it? And that's the type of karma she would never earn for, like you have. Like, literally, you have been out here trying to expose people that have only looked out for you left and right, and look at where you are. You talked about that lady Range Rover, but look at what the fuck you was driving when you was out here trying to sell lotto tickets. And again, nothing wrong with that hoe, but you trying to convince the world that somebody needed you when you need yourself. You also, out of spite, showed a whole video of Slorian and Mel's children at the dinner with her baby mama, trying to be funny and trying to be revengeful, because Mel posted a classy photo of all their children together, okay? Not him and a mistress, not him and your kids and a mistress, not none of that weird shit. Just the fact that all of y'all children are close in age. So she had a birthday party for her kids, invited the people she knew with children, and that was that. But you being a shiesty ass prick, boulder face ass, squishy mellow ass, hating ass hoe, you took the prime opportunity to try to be revengeful. You wasn't a real bitch and there to be a loving figure to those children, and maybe, i.e., hey, let the kids sit on both sides, you because you never a real bitch, right? You wasn't there to do that. You was literally there to be messy and petty and shiesty, which is why your life is the way that it is. You boulder blockhead asshole. This is a show about business. Dusty Dan can take this opportunity to be transparent about how she lost Madani and talk about the steps she's taken to put herself back in business. Dusty Dan Trash Can Stan can talk about how she fell out with all of them other hoes. Belinda, what happened to Brianna? Because you was friends with Miss LaTruth before she divorced, okay? So what's up, ho? Because was you at her party? You was at everybody else's party, nut holding all these other women in Atlanta. Are you still friends with them? Like, what's going on, ho? Like, what's the tea, bitch? Or let's talk about the interview that you did with Dear Future Wifey. I'm sure Belinda put you on with that because you can't seem to get no connections without other people because you're an opportunist. But at the end of the day, what's really going on with the relationship? Because that man got you in and out of court, okay? What's the problem? If you don't want to talk about LeBaric, or you can't talk about LeBaric, you could talk about Mercedes, and you could talk about all your losses in that divorce, because that's where the Love and Marriage Huntsville fans left off on, ho. We didn't really care about your dating life enough for you to be speaking in this much depth over Moses. Like, you are a weird ass hoe. There's a lot of things going on. On top of that, baby, you talking about to Sunni that there is a child involved pertaining to your son, and ho, ain't nobody talking about your son. I hate when manipulative, cowardly assholes try to throw their kids in the mix to get sympathy. And let me tell you, I'm gonna be the first one to let y'all know, I am not finna let big face, boulder face, Dusty Dan deflect from the very mere issue that you've been going around talking about Sunni and Moses and their character as people, whatever that may be, and you think that girl not gonna respond to your ass, especially if you say that you've been Moses' side chick for 15 years, ho. He know a little bit something. Again, you named the son that you had with LeBaric the same name that you talked about with Moses. So you already a weird ass hoe. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about him divorcing you 3 weeks after having your baby, because that's still a conversation that you never had with the audience. You brought a husband onto the show and never spoke about the demise of the marriage, yet had all these expectations for Mel to be transparent with your dusty ass. But again, no transparency from you. And you got that weird ass skeleton looking hoe over there finna set you up to crash, and she's really wanting to be famous. She's a weird ass, goofy ass bitch, and she want to be on the motherfucking show to be your therapist, and that's why she being messy talking about all your cast members. Let that bitch help you heal by motherfucking firing her and getting you a new therapy that's really willing to help you focus on your inner healing, bitch. Because you worried about everybody else, and it only makes you more angry because they're more successful than you. You're losing. You're taking major fucking L's. You sitting up here talking about you can have another woman's husband. That man don't fucking want you, which is why he ain't marry you within them 15 years. And if you was a real bitch, and if you really believe the shit that was coming out of your mouth, then you wouldn't have even wanted him, because he been in jail, he's illiterate, and he a cheating ass hoe. But again, you thirsty as fuck. So sorry y'all for my little roasty roast, but y'all go ahead and check out what Sunni had to say. Check out what Dusty Dan and her Skeletor looking as therapist had to say, because that's a messy ass trim. And y'all get in the comments and y'all let me know what y'all think. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment. I'm going to be following this up with a debunker of Dusty Dan always being a victim and her always claiming that other people are the problem or going too far when she is the one that's always starting shit. Also, shout out to Empress, because that's where I got some of these sound bites.
The threat to speak about your divorce. So I just wanted to give you an opportunity to address that. Well, first and foremost, to come out here and expect for people to make up, lies, side chick productions and stories and these lackluster receipts about things I've already admitted to. All that is par for the course, right? It comes with this world. But when you start saying things like, I'm going to expose why you got a divorce, when that's information that, number one, would never embarrass me. It actually wouldn't. It actually feels like the betrayal of the situation. This is a different level, because not only if there is any information that you would like to share, it's what I told you as my producer. That's number one. Number two, now you're playing with my family. Now you're trying to tell a story that only I can tell. And there's a reason why I slow walk this story, and I've been very careful and delicate about what I say, because there's a child involved. And I don't play about mine at all. So that statement is either you share it and it's going to make you look worse of an individual, or you're going to lie. And again, there's still a child involved. So for me, it's like, if you want to share a receipt, be ready for the consequences, because there's still a child involved. So for me, it's like, if you want to share a receipt, be ready for the consequences, because I promise you I don't play by my baby. And it's what you think people want to be entertained by. But that part, that's not entertainment. That's my real life. And again, that's only a story I can tell the right way. And you don't hear me out here blabbing about what happened because, again, it's some dark stuff and my child is involved. And I don't play about my kid. I don't play about my family. So find you somebody else or something else to play with. Stick with your side chick story because that's one that I don't play with. Yeah.